Hey, what's up, guys? Here's a quick video of my little UT sheet modification. This is good for if you having to do a lot of UT inputting into Aware or updating UT sheets. This tool can help you a lot. So, for instance, we got a UT report for NNG Redfield that has default materials, code minimum. Um, So basically what we're going to do now, since we have a U1A, we're going to update this, save a new copy, fix it up in Aware, and make sure all of our information is correct. So you don't need the UT sheet open. What you'll need to do though is right click and copy as path on the old UT sheet. And then we'll come over here, click into here anywhere, click the import button. If you notice, there's already stuff up here. You can clear all and it'll get rid of that. So import UT and then just put the pasted path that you just copied down here. Push open and it should bring everything in and give you a confirmation saying that it did it successfully. Push OK. And then we just go through the U1A and update what needs to be updated. I normally start up here in the header because we don't have a vessel name. Well, we do in a way. It's the Unit 7 second stage discharge bottle. So I'll just name it myself because this is what the utility uses to make the file name when you save it. It has to have a vessel name in here for it to create a valid file name. So we'll just put Unit 7 uh, second stage discharge bottle like that. And go through and look for anything. So get rid of these materials. Our head and shell materials are going to be SA51670. So we'll just start here. SA51670. Copy that all the way down to the end of the shell. Looks like we've only got one head on here. And then our nozzles, we've got two 10-inch nozzles and an 8-inch nozzle. Let's make sure that's right. Yep, we've got two 10-inch and an 8-inch nozzle. We've got a 600-pound, 900-pound, half-inch, and 593. Pay attention here though, because one of them is 106B and the other is 106C. So the two 10-inches are going to be 106C. So SA 106C. Copy that down here and then copy that. Sorry. Then add a B right here. Then copy this, paste that. And then if you notice, we have a corrosion allowance now. So we'll add a corrosion allowance in there, 0.0625, 16th of an inch. And then paste that all the way down. Make sure the OD is right. So the ID is 1 foot 10 inches, so that'd be 22 inches plus our nominal twice, that'd be 24 inches, so that's already correct. The joint efficiency is 100%, we've got that correct. The nominal is wrong on the shell, so we'll put 1 inch here, go 1 inch there, and for the thickness, we've got 0.9375 on the heads, and that's the minimum thickness, which is fine in this situation. So just the one head for whatever reason. 1440, the pressure's wrong, so 1440. And the temperature is showing 130, which doesn't seem right to me. I feel like it may be backwards because 130 seems more like a first stage discharge, but I don't know. I might have to look into that after. But for the sake of the video, we'll just go with it for now. So active UT looks like everything's been updated. We've got some assumed nominal notes in here, which we don't need because it's no longer assumed. We know the nominals, and we added them. Oh, let me make sure the nozzles. For the 10-inch, we've got 593. Yeah, that's right. Ooh, those are going to fail. 593. Yep. If you notice, it has conditional formatting, same as the normal UT sheet. And the 8-inch is half-inch, so that one's fine. And looks like it. We just remove these assumed nominal notes here. And this one here, and this one here. This would have to be verified for being out of tolerance, but we'll get to that after the video. So now that that's done, I like to save it in case something crashes. I just have this saved on my desktop. But now what I do is I go to save it as a new UT sheet. And so I'll right click the parent folder here, copy address as text, and then click back into here so the window's active, save as new, and then it'll bring up a file picker. And I'll just paste that into here, push the arrow. And if you notice, it named it itself based upon the value that was in the UT sheet. So we just save it, make sure it's unique from this one unless you want to save over, which I don't recommend. Just create a unique one, put updated on it or whatever you've got to do. Save, and it tells you it saved successfully, and it tells you the path, and we could see it here. So one thing that you have to know is that Aware does not allow you to upload any macro enabled workbooks. So anything with an XLSM, it doesn't allow that. So I couldn't just throw this sheet in there. That's why I had to save it as a new one in the script. Make sure it converts it to an XLSX, just a normal spreadsheet. So now that that's updated, we can bring over Aware, and it's going to look kind of cramped just because the screen size or whatever. But we've got Redfield over here, and we're going to go to the Unit 7 second stage discharge bottle here. Once it loads, we'll go into update. I'm just showing how you copy this over into Aware. So we'll pull up. You can actually copy right now. It'd probably be better. So you copy CMLs. Make sure you're clicked into here. Copy. It'll tell you the range that it copied. And I tend to look at the little dotted dashed run-in lines here to make sure it got everything. It knows what the last row is. So make sure that it's got everything that you need. If it doesn't, you may have something wrong with the script. But then we'll go, while it's copied, we'll go into our CML table in Aware and just delete all this uselessness. Delete. Paste directly in with our new CML table, the updated materials, push save, and it takes a minute sometimes. Once it goes, it'll turn grayed out, and you could close it. And of course, we come back to the view mode and recalculate our T-min since the T-min disappears after we changed everything. Calculate our T-min, that's the correct material, based on the 2008 install or build date. So that takes a second for it to calculate as well. And we've got CC all the way up. Now we could take it one step further and go into the history tab and modify the thickness activity that was done with the old materials, because that is going to help us get the next inspection date to be correct. But it's most likely going to fail. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Let's just go in here and pull up the table. So you notice it didn't bring over anything from the info page. It's because they're separate entities. They talk to each other just to get the team in, none of the other stuff, right? So what we have to do now is come over to our data team historicals, which don't mess with anything in this. This is all formulas. If you look, every single cell is a formula, and all it's doing is just pulling over from the vessels tab and adding these couple of extra rows and some more in between here that the thickness activity has to see, right? So you could just leave it as is, copy vessel, of course, because we're doing a vessel. There's the range that it's copying, and it got everything, including the inspected by. So now that it's copied, we come back over here, just completely wipe this out, delete, paste, no team in, but all of our new materials and pressure updates are in there. So we push save, and then we should get our remaining life. Any day now. So, okay, cool. It didn't fail. Um, it just shows flagged for out of tolerance in the UT sheet. It doesn't always mean it's going to fail. So these ones right here that don't have a team in, of course, they're the ones without readings, and that's just the ones that he can't access or whatever note is in there. But it's good to go. It passed. So then we come here and then go, if you'll notice the date didn't update, we have to go none, save, complete, save. And then you notice we've got our intervals pushed out from the date of the inspection, which is 3/20/24. But one thing that I also like to do, if there's a recommendation that's been made by another data person, if I fix um, the UT with a U1A or whatever the reason, if I fix it, I go in and I don't delete the recommendation because it was a valid recommendation and they had to buy the U1As in order to uh, fix this entity, right? So I actually have a little deal that I copy and paste common resolutions and things, notes that I put in. So I just copy this one here, take the action status, mark it as completed, and then put some notes down, status details, let them know what happened, and then save that. That way, when they do run reports, it doesn't show up as an active action item that's needs something, right? If you go to the home tab, you won't see this recommendation. You'll see action items in the visual, but no recommendation that that needs to buy U1 because it's failing or whatever. I took care of that one. So um, that's pretty much all you do. And this is the tool. Come back to vessels, clear. I forgot to upload it to the history, but it's a quick step. Just come here, thickness, and I will take out the old one that was based off the incorrect UT, add the new one, drag, drop, save, upload, save, 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 close. Come on. And you don't have to save after that. It's already saved. So that's about it. This can make your workflow go a lot quicker if you're doing a bunch of UTs. I find it much quicker. I'm actually going to add some extra stuff in here to where if you have a pretty standard set of vessels that you're working on, you'll be able to push a button and it'll populate all of your default materials, like say 516, 70, 106B, um, stuff like that. And for nozzles like forgings, long weld necks, stuff like that, it's going to do SA 105 or SA 350, depending. There's a few variables that I've got to set, but I'm working on that as well. So hopefully this will speed you guys up. And that's about it.